and welcome. I'm Megha Sharma and you're watching Deep Dive on a story that's sparking outrage across the country. Just days ago, there was a viral video surfaced from London showing two of India's most wanted fugitive economic offenders, former IPL chairman Lalit Modi and liquor baron Vijay Mallya, partying like there's no tomorrow. In the clip, Lalit Modi grins at the camera and declares, "We are the two fugitives, the biggest fugitives in India." He posted it on Instagram with the provocative caption, "Let's break the internet down in India again. Happy birthday, my dear friend Vijay Mallya." Highlighting his unabashed display of camaraderie with the fugitive businessmen, this isn't just a birthday toast. It's a brazen taunt at the Indian judicial system. Mallya, who turned 70 last week, smiles alongside his partner. The video has ignited fury online, with many calling it a mockery of the billions allegedly owed to the Indian banks and taxpayers. But before we get into this, let's take a look at this video.
The two fugitives, the biggest fugitives from India.
You know, you're lucky that we haven't brought that photograph with you hanging upside down.
I know.
I asked it for it. We're gonna get it.
I have it.
You have it.
All right, let's break down what exactly happened. The video stems from celebrations for Vijay Mallya's 70th birthday on 18th of December 2025. Lalit Modi hosted a lavish pre-birthday bash on 16th of December at his luxurious 16-bedroom home in London's elite Belgrave Square, one of the most expensive addresses in London. Guests flew in from around the world for what Lalit Modi called an amazing celebration and a cornerstone achieved by the King of Good Times. Now, who was there at the party? High-profile names including Biocon founder and entrepreneur Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, the fashion designer Manoviraj Khosla, and even British actor Idris Elba. Photographer Jim Riddle shared glimpses, thanking Lalit Modi for a fabulous party. Other photos show guests enjoying gourmet spreads blending India and international cuisine. In the now viral clip, the second such post in days, Lalit Modi poses with Mallya and says those infamous words, drawing laughs from those around. The lady next to them, that's Pinky Lalwani, Vijay Mallya's longtime partner, often seen beside his side in the public appearances. She's seen smiling in the frame. This isn't their first joint spotlight. The duo has been spotted together multiple times in London, from karaoke nights to other parties, flaunting their friendship despite pending cases back home. Lalwani is a former air hostess and met Vijay Mallya when she was hired for the now defunct Kingfisher Airlines in 2011. Vijay Mallya, once dubbed the King of Good Times for his flamboyant lifestyle, fled India in March 2016 amidst the collapse of Kingfisher Airlines. He is accused of defaulting on loans worth over 9,000 crore rupees from a consortium of banks, plus money laundering charges. Declared a fugitive economic offender in 2019, India has been pushing for his extradition from United Kingdom, but the legal battle continues. Just this week, the Bombay High Court told Mallya's lawyers that they will not hear his challenges unless he returns to India and submits to the jurisdiction. He has filed two petitions in the High Court, one challenging an order declaring him as a fugitive economic offender and the other questioning the constitutional validity of the 2018 Act. Lalit Modi, the architect of the Indian Premier League, left India in 2010 after allegations of financial irregularities, bid rigging, tax evasion and money laundering linked to IPL broadcast deals, reportedly involving kickbacks worth over 125 crore rupees. He is facing investigations by the Enforcement Directorate but has denied wrongdoing, citing threats as his reason for staying abroad. Both men have fought extradition fiercely, living openly in the United Kingdom while cases drag on. So how long have they been living this high life in London? Lalit Modi has been based there since 2010. That's over 15 years. He resides in a sprawling property in Belgrave Square, central London's Billionaire Row, known for its grandeur and security. Vijay Mallya has been in the UK since 2016, nearly a decade now. He primarily lives in the luxurious estate, with reports pointing to properties like the Cornwall Terrace mansion overlooking Regent's Park, which is protected by a family trust, and a country home in Hertfordshire. Despite asset seizures and sales of yachts, jets and art, he maintains an opulent lifestyle. How do they afford this lifestyle? Well, both of them come from wealthy business families. Mallya's fortune traces back to United Breweries. Even after recoveries, banks have clawed back over 10,000 crore rupees in his case. Residual wealth, trusts and investments sustain him. Lalit Modi heads family enterprises valued at billions through Modi Group companies like Godfrey Phillips India. They have invested in UK assets, stocks and businesses, allowing lavish parties, travel and luxury amidst ongoing legal fights. Critics question why extradition efforts haven't succeeded faster, especially as they openly mock the system. This video isn't just a party snippet. It's a symbol of frustration for many Indians. Social media is ablaze with anger, with netizens saying mockery of the government, loot and flee, and calls for stronger action. On the same day, the clip went viral. Quotes reminded Vijay Mallya of accountability. This is not the first time that the two fugitives have shared videos of themselves partying. In fact, it has now become a recurring trend. In July this year, Lalit Modi hosted an annual summer party in London with his 310 friends and family, and one of the attendees was none other than his good friend Vijay Mallya. In the video shared by Lalit Modi, he was seen singing "I Did It My Way" by Frank Sinatra with fugitive businessman Vijay Mallya. Yet, there they are, toasting as India's biggest fugitives. It raises big questions. How effective are laws against economic offenders? Will the extradition ever happen? And as 2025 ends, this taunt from London shows how lightly these fugitives are taking the proceedings. Yes, the videos have been uploaded and they have been flaunting this lifestyle for quite some time and making a mockery of the system. But how long will this continue? Let's open up this conversation. With me is Mithun Vijay Kumar. He's an author and activist. Mithun, it's unfortunate. I don't know it holds any shock value any longer because there have been videos consecutively, particularly Lalit Modi, who keeps posting off and on, going about giving interviews, talking about how he was the architect of IPL. He completely transformed the way cricket is looked, watched, enjoyed across the world, and particularly talking about this video, this blatant flaunting of their lavish lifestyles that both of them, the fugitive economic offenders, enjoy despite concerted efforts by the judiciary, by the enforcement directorate, by our investigative agencies to bring them back are completely futile. Do you think there ever would be a day that these fugitives are brought back to India? They're extradited, keeping in mind with the confidence and panache that they show against the Indian judiciary, almost as if they are mocking it, they are flaunting it, and they are taunting the Indian investigative agencies.
See, Megha, as of now, they are just, exploiting certain loopholes, but definitely there will be a point when all the loopholes they are trying to exploit will, get over and they will have to come. And I think a fugitive is someone who is running away from the law, but by seeing the video, where they are saying they are fugitives and laughing, Mallya and Lalit Modi are actually teasing the Indian government and the public, and they even wrote a message, saying that people should watch the video and feel jealous or envious because they are still living a king-size life while the Indian courts are trying to bring them back. So it feels like a slap in the face of every honest person who is paying their taxes. And we know that, for years, these men lived like kings while ordinary people and banks suffered because of their actions. Now they are hiding in London because they know the current government has made it impossible for them to live in India without facing the law. So they are taunting India because they are terrified of the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act, which is brought in by this government specifically to go after people like them.
Yeah,
and they know
but talking about this is not the first time that Lalit Modi and Vijay Mallya have come out in public, use social media platforms to flaunt their wealth and attack the Indian judiciary, the investigative agencies. In fact, if you take a look at Lalit Modi's Instagram page and his other social media profiles, he's seen given these interviews. He still is looked at as a person at a venerated position, the man who completely changed the cricket landscape across the globe with the invention of the IPL that he launched back in 2008, 2007 in fact. That's when the launch of IPL happened, and of course that very notorious case of shifting the IPL series to South Africa and the 234 crore rupees that exchanged hands and the rigging that took place. Those are the allegations against him. But the bigger question about how the global media is still transfixed on these people. Vijay Mallya just recently gave a 4-hour podcast interview to a very famous social media podcaster, and it's almost as if they are gloating on their achievements, as they call them, and perhaps even gloating and mocking the Indian judicial system, like I mentioned. And I mean, nobody really cares the kind of fraudulent activities, money laundering that they have been accused of, they have been charged with, particularly in the global sphere.
Unfortunately, Megha, like you said, there are certain individuals, some high-profile, individuals, high net worth individuals, and some, YouTubers who don't find these offenses to be of a serious nature. So they are going on taking his interviews and trying to portray them as some heroes. So I believe a man is known by the company he keeps. So if you look at the guests in this particular birthday party itself, you will see exactly how these individuals like Lalit Modi and Vijay Mallya continue to find support even while they are running from the Indian law. So this party was not some family dinner. It was a gathering of famous and influential people who seem perfectly comfortable standing next to men wanted for thousands of crores of rupees. So who are known for fraudulent activities. So this is the condition of our influencers, or this is the condition of our influential people. So this guest list is actually a wake-up call. It shows that there is a global club of the wealthy who protect each other, while the Indian government is working hard to bring them back. These guests are providing them with a social shield. They are helping Vijay Mallya and Lalit Modi pretend that everything is normal. So, but ultimately, no amount of famous guests or media persons or anyone, any YouTuber, they can't protect them forever. They can't. I mean, they can't run away from the Indian judicial system forever, is what I believe, Megha.
Okay, and then finally, the question: the credibility of the Indian judiciary, the investigative agencies, and the question mark that is on the political system of the country. Lalit Modi fled in 2010. Vijay Mallya left the country in 2016. We have still not been able to bring them back. It's already 2025. How many more decades do you think it is going to take for the India's investigative agencies to extradite them? These men are already past their prime. They're 70 years of age. What are the chances that they will ever be brought back?
See, Megha, there are certain legal loopholes that the government is facing to bring them back. For example, in Mallya's case, there is a confidential legal matter that is going on, which is a request for asylum. So under the British law, as long as that application is processed, he cannot be deported. So these are certain legal challenges or the legal hurdles that we have to overcome, and I believe the Indian government and Indian authorities are capable of doing it. And Lalit Modi, his case is slightly different. He cannot be charged the way Mallya has been because he holds a foreign citizenship. So the legal process to bring him back is much more complicated and requires navigating international treaties. So these are the issues that the government is facing currently. But I believe that a massive recovery drive has been conducted by the government, and the government has
there has been an attempt that has been made by Lalit Modi to surrender his Indian passport. He had made all efforts to get citizenship of Vanuatu Islands. Of course, after that, a request that had been sent out by the Indian government, the Vanuatu authorities have refused to give him a passport, a citizenship, and that's where the situation lies. But also an important question that arises here is that these individuals, Vijay Mallya says very openly that, listen, the money that I had defaulted on, the funds that I had defaulted on, some 14,000 crore rupees, there has been a statement that has been made by the finance ministry in the parliament that the funds have been extracted back. They have been restituted from the frozen assets of Vijay Mallya. So what are you accusing me of? Why do you want to bring me back to India, and why do you want to put me behind bars, and why are you still carrying on proceedings, for criminal proceedings against me? And something similar, in a similar tone, is what Lalit Modi is also speaking, where he says that, where am I at fault? I in fact completely transformed. I made IPL the richest cricket entity across the globe. It was like a transformation that India saw. So what am I being held accountable for?
It's not about just the recovery of assets, it's also about the accountability. They have been accountable for this massive fraud for which they have to face the law. Recovery of assets doesn't mean that everything can be forgiven, whatever they have done. And you can see them laughing on the camera, but the problem is they are hiding behind these expensive foreign lawyers, because ultimately they also know that the net is closing in. And this video that we see is not a sign of strength or something. It's their arrogance before the inevitable fall, is what I would say. And of course, they are able to afford all this because, they have these trusts and offshore accounts. And long before they would have left India, they would have moved money to these trusts. And legally they can say that, I don't own anything. Own anything. But there are trusts that make it very hard for Indian authorities to seize certain things. But ultimately, the legal game is getting stronger each day, and I believe these individuals will be brought in front of the law. No matter whatever they say, or no matter how many interviews they give, the crime they have committed will not be.
Thank you, Mithun Vijay Kumar, for joining me, sharing your views. With that, we come to the wrap of this episode of Deep Dive. Thanks for watching.